northern Davidson County, southern Robertson County. We are right on the county line. This right here is the county line, Robertson County, Davidson County. So we're going to zoom in really far. I may have to kind of lean into my computer to get some of these road names, but I just wanted to be able to call out some of these road names to you. If you're familiar with these roads, if you live around these, or if you know anybody that lives around these areas, just go ahead and give them a call. Let them know that there's a confirmed tornado and you need to be in your safe place. Okay, this is a new radar scan just came out. That brown spot isn't quite as big, quite as tight as that other spot was, but we're still seeing some pretty good rotation on the radar. Just maybe not quite as much as earlier, but you still got to be in your safe place right now. So we're going to go for areas like Baker Road. If you're there, you need to be in your safe place right now. This is just south of Baker's, but Baker's Road, again, forgive me, I got to zoom in really close to get some of these street names popping up, and they keep on getting smaller on me as I zoom in. But Freeman Hollow Road, Baker Road, Licton Pike, Springfield Highway. The rotation isn't there quite yet, but it is going to be there pretty soon if it holds together. And then also that's going to be where Interstate 65 runs as well. So here's Interstate 65 right here, just to the west of that around the Bakers area. That's where we're seeing the best area of rotation. So we got this spot that we're going to be watching. Maybe not as tight as it was just a couple of radar scans ago, but still this was a confirmed tornado that the National Weather Service just issued on our radar computer. One of the cool things is if it's not confirmed, if it's just radar indicated rotation, that tornado warning is going to come up as a red polygon. But once these turn purple, I mean, you need to take the red one seriously too. But once these tornado polygons pop up in this purple color, you really need to take these seriously, because we either have debris on radar, which would confirm the tornado, or storm chaser or just the public or somebody has actually seen the tornado and been able to call that into the National Weather Service and tell them they can confirm that a tornado warning is on the ground. So that's what that means. These purple polygons, you just really need to take these seriously. Greg, I'm just switching back over here and seeing if I can see anything. Okay, you know that over here I'm just seeing too, they just said there was a tornado debris signature at 7:29 Z. So at just about 7 minutes ago, there was that tornado, or that debris signature, what you were looking at, that blue spot that was popping up. And you had the debris detection product that we use. It's called correlation coefficient. You had that up there. I had the rotation detector, and both of those matched up to the exact same spot. Sometimes they can be a little bit off, so you have to make sure they match. And that debris that Greg was looking at the same time that I had this up here a few minutes ago, they were matching up in the exact same location, which would tell us that there was debris onto the ground. That spot, let's see, we're going to zoom back up here. Looks like it's kind of moved north over here. So now we're down to the southeast of Baker's, where we're still seeing some of that better rotation. This is going to be crossing over Springfield Highway right now. So that appears to still be a tornado that is on the ground.
It does.
Yeah, and that's going to be crossing right over Springfield Highway. Right after that, 10 Road, and then moving on into Loman. Again, forgive me.
I'm not sure what kind of TDOT cameras we've got here, if everyone listening in the back in here, but this is going to be crossing I-65 here.
Yeah, very
in the next
soon.
5 or 6 minutes or so, north of the Goodlettsville area, right in the Loman area. And again, I'm not familiar with our camera network and what we've got we can actually find there, but this could be something we might be seeing here, especially if that camera is facing west of us here. And I'm being told we've got something. Rivergate Parkway, we've got a good view of what's going on right now. If we can take that and just kind of see what's going on here. We have the lightning that has been extreme. The overnight has been very loud with everything going on. This is going to pass directly over the I-65 corridor here north of Goodlettsville here, and not too far outside of downtown Goodlettsville by itself here. Well, I'd say in the next 10 minutes or so, pulling toward the Loman area. Right now, it is pulling right next to Springfield Highway. So if you were waking up with us this morning and you are in Robertson County, Sumner County, we want you to definitely be in your safe spot. Look, and you can even see the wind here pushing all the water off of the roadways here as these lightning flashes come up. So this is one of those things where we know that we have got a confirmed tornado that is either on the ground now or has been within the last 10 minutes or so. We're seeing indications on our rotation detector that there is strong rotation with this. We treat every warning as though there is one on the ground, but this one has been observed by someone, whether it's a local EMS official, someone with the fire department, someone with some government entity that knows how to spot these types of tornadoes, that we have had confirmed rotation on the ground. Just got our latest radar scan. This is now directly pulling toward, and if not directly on top of I-65. So take this very seriously. If you're in the Shackle Island area, Creekwood Estates, Glen Oaks, Rolling Acres, even Hendersonville, I know it's more to the south, I would hit in your safe spot right now and just stay there until we ride this out. This is a warning that goes until 3:15. Once we do get confirmed observations of a tornado too, that warning will continue likely until its duration is done and could end up being extended. Now I want to see if there's much out ahead of this here and what has been happening leading up to this specific warning that we've got. So I'm going to go back to the regular radar reflectivity, and you can see we've almost got this little notch, we call it right here, where there's air trying to come into this system that gives us a little bit of that rotation just over the Lowman area. Again, Rolling Acres, Crestwood Estates, Shackle Island, eventually moving out toward Bluegrass Meadows. Gallatin eventually could be having to deal with some rotation moving in your direction. This is a confirmed tornado warning that is on the ground here for several of our counties. This is north of Nashville. If you are downtown right now, this does not include you, but it is very close to the north. So if you have some friends and you're waking up and it's been loud and you see this and you know some folks that live in these areas, even Goodlettsville, give them a call right now, wake them up. It's one of those mornings where you can be that person that wakes the person up. We want you to do that here because not everyone stays tuned into weather. Not everyone has the weather app that's going to have you get the alerts. They turn off notifications and things like that. Treat this as though there's an active tornado on the ground this morning.
Yep, I can totally confirm what Greg said, and also this is why it's just such a good idea, especially in the nighttime down here in the south, to make sure your phones are charged, make sure if you have any sort of battery backups too, because if you lose power, you're going to need a way to charge those phones, get those warnings. Make sure your alerts are turned on your phone, and also don't have your phone on Do Not Disturb. Just let people be able to get a hold of you and be able to call you, wake you up, and let you know that, hey, looks like there is a tornado around your area. So we still have this confirmed tornado warning. This is 2:40 a.m. now, the current time. This tornado warning is going to go until 3:15, so we still have several minutes left on this tornado warning. That is the only tornado warning that we have. Unfortunately, though, this at one point was a confirmed tornado. This is this purple polygon that's popping up. The heaviest rainfall and the best area of rotation is still going to be pretty close to Interstate 65. Radar should have updated, so I'm going to check and see. I'm going to move it back over here to our rotation product. Let's see, try to get some of the better rotation, trying to find. So it looks like this is still going to be where we're seeing the best area of rotation. It initially started out over there around Baker's, and it now looks like, Greg, they have now taken away that purple polygon and put the red polygon on there. So now they're going for radar indicated rotation, and we had that debris signature that was over here around Baker's. So that was more than likely a tornado that was on the ground for maybe about 5 minutes or so.
Likely.
And then probably lifted because we saw the debris signature, so we know that it did at least a little bit of damage. Not seeing that debris signature on there anymore, so they feel confident enough to go ahead and now just put a radar indicated rotation type of tornado warning on there right now. So that's that purple or that red polygon now that you're seeing. The purple polygon is still going to remain there until it all gets updated, but still, you got to treat these like it is a tornado on the ground, because a lot of times, we were saying this earlier, these storms can cycle and they can kind of form, drop that tornado down, and then that tornado lifts, and then the storm moves along a little bit, and then the tornado drops back down. So still, you just need to stay in your safe place. If you're in Hendersonville, Cumberland Hills, Avondale, Ocana, even Gallatin. At Gallatin, you're on the far edge of that tornado warning, but definitely a good idea. Always want to just play these safe. It's not worth the risk. Go ahead, get to your safe place, the lowest floor of whatever building you're in. If you're at home, your lowest floor, the most interior room. Stay away from any windows. Flying glass, not a good thing in a situation like this. And just put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as possible. If you have an interior bathroom or an interior closet, that's going to be a really good bet for you on the lowest floor to stay safe during any of this. Greg, I'm going to just kind of reset for just a little bit. That is the main tornado warning, and that's the only tornado warning that we have right now. And I do like to see that that tornado warning polygon has now converted over to purple, or to red from purple. But again, you just still got to treat that like it is a tornado on the ground, though, because it could be. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for all of these yellow flashing polygons. You can see that main line right here where we're seeing that heavy activity. All of this out here to the east, it's on the plateau now. These are all the storms that developed here in the central parts of Middle Tennessee a few hours ago. They were kind of just not really too much to worry about at first, and then the cap started to erode away. The storms really started to just fire up, and some of those tried to produce tornadoes, some strong wind gusts, hail, very heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning. This is what moved in a little bit ago, but now these areas that have already seen severe thunderstorm warnings, this is that second wave that is now passing through. This tornado warning that they just had up here, that looks like they now have just put that whole storm, Greg, in a severe thunderstorm warning polygon. I don't know if you can see see any
The
updates.
entire line, yeah. As far as it is, and this is for a lot of wind right now, Brett. What I'm seeing behind the scenes here when you're working through that warning itself is that there are 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts that are pulling toward Hendersonville, the Donaldson area. So essentially, that entire line that has just been warned for severe thunderstorms, not necessarily rotation, but 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So anything that is not locked down outside, it's going to get really windy very quickly. There could be more power outages. We've had thousands of them that have been reported in just the last hour or so, and this is a big lightning maker as well. So there are a lot of other dangers when these storms come up that aren't just related to the rotation. This is a rotation detector. We're 3 minutes away, Hendersonville. I need you in your safe spot right now. We're still treating this as though there is rotation. That little circle of green you can see on the left side of the screen, brand new radar jump right there. What I mean by a radar jump, if you don't follow a lot of severe weather, is why did we just skip in time like that? We get new radar scans about every 5 to 7 minutes. So there's a gap period where we don't get new information. And then we get that brand new information. What I'm seeing from that little radar jump is the rotation has decreased quite a bit here in the last few minutes. Now, that said, we still are setting the scene, as Brett just did, where we've got a lot of wind. I'm going to clear off this track here and pull this back. You can see this entire line essentially from state line all the way down to the Kentucky state line all the way down to Centerville. We have the potential for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as this moves in, and this is moving into the Nashville area right now as a severe thunderstorm. We're talking about Nashville downtown proper here in the next 5 minutes. You will get a very strong push of some wind. I've got the lightning turned off. That's one more big thing that a lot of these storms have been waking people up to. And as far as the lightning goes, I've got it turned on our lightning indicator. As far as our entire viewing area, we're seeing roughly 850 strikes of lightning here in the last, say, 15 minutes or so.
Loud storm.
Tons of lightning. I also want to say one thing. We're not forgetting about you guys in our eastern counties when it comes to Crossville, McMinnville, Cookville, the Monterey area, where you've got a lot of thunderstorm activity. We're not so concerned about severe weather for you. The ingredients you need for it have not been really there for us overnight. Not to say that these storms are not windy and they're not loud, but the danger goes down the more east we go. So we really are kind of focused here. Right along I-65 on off toward the west. We have a line of thunderstorms here that are now severe. And we're just taking a look here.
And Greg,
I believe the tornado warning was just canceled?
That's exactly right. We were just looking at, you were showing the rotation map, how that rotation was getting weaker and weaker. And the National Weather Service did go ahead. I was going to show this, but since we're on that, we'll just show you that real quick. The National Weather Service in Nashville did go ahead and cancel that tornado warning that we were just covering that appears to have been a tornado on the ground for probably about 5 minutes or so. We'll see when they do their survey if there was any damage. But they have now canceled that. They've let the severe thunderstorm warning take over. So still, like Greg was saying, it's going to be very windy, a lot of lightning, very heavy rainfall with a lot of these too. But once this right here, the main line, once that passes your area, you're going to be in the clear, and they've already been able to cut out some of our counties from this tornado watch. So Stewart County, Montgomery County have now been canceled out of this watch. Would not be surprised if our southern Kentucky counties start to get clipped away soon too, because once that main line passes your area, you're all in the clear. However, we have another round of strong to severe thunderstorms. It's Tuesday morning right now, 2:47, but later on this evening, Tuesday evening and Tuesday night, we could be looking at another round of strong to severe thunderstorms. I'll just show you this map really quick, and then we'll get you back to programming. But here's that map, Greg, the level 2 risk for all of Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky. So we're going to be watching for mainly some strong damaging wind gusts and a little bit of hail. I think the tornado threat's going to be a little bit lower for us tomorrow. And as we go through the rest of the night, like you were mentioning earlier too, that the ingredients are going to start to drop off closer to the plateau. It's not that we've forgotten about you, but the better ingredients are closer to Interstate 65 and have been west of 65. But as soon as that main line clears, you're looking a lot better, at least for the morning and afternoon. But then this evening, just again, be prepared. Could see another round of this move through. But for now, all those tornado warnings are gone, so we're going to get you back to regular programming.